He swung before I even finished my sentence. The sound wasn't glass, it was metal meeting skull. The world blinked white for a second. My laptop hit the floor, split open like my future had just been erased. Mom's laughter cracked through the silence like applause. I didn't move. I didn't cry. I watched the pieces of my thesis, 2 years of work, flicker out on the dead screen. Dad's chest heaved like he'd won something. He had no idea what he'd just built in me. Hatred doesn't come suddenly. It grows like mold, slow, quiet, feeding on humiliation. My father wasn't always a monster. When I was 10, he called me his genius. He'd lift me onto his shoulders and say, "You'll take us further than I ever could." Mom would smile, proud and soft. That memory used to fuel me. Now it disgusts me. Somewhere between my scholarships and his failures, that pride curdled into envy. Every A I earned, every project I finished, reminded him what he wasn't. He called it tough love. But tough love doesn't leave bruises shaped like laptop corners. I first noticed it when Mom started joining in. Small things. Her eyes rolling when I talked about school, her sneering at my silly dreams. She'd feed his anger, whisper things about how I wasted electricity, used up space. I caught her once deleting my job application drafts, said it was an accident. Then came the final night. My thesis defense was in 2 days. I came home to find my laptop unplugged, files deleted, backup drive gone. My father's voice echoed from the kitchen, laughing. I walked in and he said it. "Your future? That's a joke." And then, impact. Blood, glass, laughter. That was the moment I stopped being their son. I stayed silent through it all. Through the hospital visit, the pitying nurse, the police who called it a family misunderstanding. I played their game. I smiled at breakfast the next day while Dad bragged about how he taught me a lesson. I even thanked him. That smile cost me something, but it bought me time. I spent the next few weeks rebuilding, not just my laptop, but a plan. My father's business had one weakness. He used my name for his tax documents. He thought it was clever. I was the dependent, the perfect legal shield. He forgot I studied computer systems. He forgot I had access to his records. I didn't, not until that night. I started by mirroring his entire financial network. Every fake invoice, every undeclared account, copied, labeled, and archived. Then, using his own signature templates, I rerouted his transactions into a dummy account. His, but not really. I let the transactions flow for 2 months. Enough time for the trail to build, enough for it to look intentional. Next, I uploaded the files to the tax authority's whistleblower portal, anonymous. I wrote the message as if from a disgruntled employee. Detailed, convincing, cold. Mom was easier. She'd always loved posting photos, expensive jewelry, luxury dinners. I used her own posts to timestamp and match the spending with stolen funds from Dad's accounts. Every caption was evidence. Then I waited. The knock came at 6:27 a.m. Dad opened the door half asleep, shirt unbuttoned, coffee in hand. The officers didn't even give him time to finish his sentence. "Mr. Khalid, you're under arrest for tax fraud and embezzlement." The mug clattered on the floor. Mom froze behind him. Her face, the shock, the confusion, the denial was beautiful. They looked at me as the officers led them away. Dad's voice cracked through the chaos. "You did this?" I met his eyes. Calm. "No," I said. "You did." That was the truth. I only turned the lights on. He was the one standing in the dark. The house was quiet after that, empty, except for the hum of the fridge and the faint echo of their chaos still clinging to the walls. I retrieved my backup from a hidden drive, the one I'd stored months ago when I still had hope they'd change. My thesis loaded perfectly. I submitted it that night with a short note to my professor. Submission delayed due to family matters. Graduation came quietly. No family in the audience. Just me, standing where they said I'd never belong. The future they tried to destroy became my weapon. Now, when people ask about my parents, I say, they taught me resilience. I never tell them how. But sometimes, when the night is still, I remember the sound of that laptop hitting my skull, and I smile. Because that was the moment I woke up. They tried to break my future. Instead, they built it. And the best part? They'll have the rest of their lives to think about how their leech became the one who finally drained them dry.